Hey there, Pisces Sun, Pisces Moon, Pisces Rising. Welcome to your new moon eclipse video for this month. We have a new moon that is happening in Libra. It is happening on the 14th at 1:55 p.m. Eastern Time Zone in the U.S. Check the time zone calculator in the description box below to know exactly what time it is happening for you. You have the higher heart activation. So the higher heart, that's your truth. I mean, that is your real truth. And so it says, dropping the shields, divine love, and your heart is healed. This is allowing that gift of forgiveness to flood through your system. Forgiving ourselves first is always the hardest thing, but then it allows you to forgive others and actually release. So it's an eclipse. An eclipse is always about what can we let go of to allow things to come in. And there is a lot of energy around this about making the choice or the decision to do this forgiveness thing. You have got Neptune in your sign, and you have Saturn in your sign, and Saturn in your sign is opposing Venus, right, which rules this heart energy, and she rules Libra, where the eclipse is happening, and their conversation that they're having this week is really about forgiveness. And so I love that you have this. And then you have the halls of learning, spirit guides, confirmation, and great lessons. And so it's about acknowledging what you've learned along the way so that you can build on that as you move forward into what's new and what's next. And so an eclipse is always a great clearing energy. It really allows us to let a lot of things go, and before we open up the space to bring new things in. Oh, look at that. You have the compass. You have the compass with something new sitting right here in the center. And so it is about figuring out where we go to next, what's new and what's next. I love it when spirit is so, backs up what comes out of my mouth. Okay, so we're going to do the 9-card spread, pull some cards to go with it. You may have noticed I'm making some changes to my channel, so I really encourage you, if you like what you hear, to be sure to hit the notification bell when you subscribe so that you know when I upload the videos. They're not going to be coming out on a regular schedule like they used to, but I do plan to do 2 a month for you. So here we go. Overall energy is the mice. It's the devils in the details is what I just heard. And so what have you learned? Halls of learning, the mice, the devils in the details. Okay, so the small things, like the mice is often about what's been draining your energy. And over here in the house of the mice, we have this interesting card of the stairway here with 2 doors. It's the ways. It's the decision. It's as though trying to decide which way to go. Which stairway do I take? Which step do I take? Has been sort of draining of your energy. And so the halls of learning and your higher truth, right? And so what really speaks to your heart? What do you really want to do, Pisces? What really is the direction that you want to move into? Up to this point, both options have been open, and we're at this gateway. We're at the 1010 gateway right now. And so this 1010 gateway is an opportunity to step on through a portal into a new path, into a new direction. And the struggle has been this listening or hearing the soul calling. It's either it's taken a long time to get around, to get a better perspective, to get to the soul temple here. Are you spending enough time in meditation? Are you journaling? Are you doing the things that you need to do that give you the space to connect in with your higher self, to allow you to make the choice, right? Because your energy's been kind of being drained by having to choose. It almost feels more like a juggling act of which way to go and how to manage this energy. Here we have a card of the moon. It's an eclipse, right? It's about the cycles. It's about understanding the cycles of your life, how things move, how things rotate, when it's time to release and let things go. And Saturn in your sign is also about cycles, and he is retrograde until November 4th. So we have 2 eclipses happening before he stations direct. A lot of opportunity for you to pick a path, right? I'm not sure. I don't recall exactly when it is that Neptune stations direct. I don't know if that is this year or if that is into next year. But by middle of January, everybody's direct. Neptune stations direct on the 5th of December. So 1 month apart. So you are setting up for the end of the year. It is time to choose. To choose what direction you want to go in. And allow this energy of these eclipses to clear out the clutter, to make the way forward more visually coherent for you, to really see what direction it is that you're going in. And so it is time to transform the situation. You have the male. And he's very confident, this dude, but he's very confident in the actions he's taking. And the action to take is very strategic. It's about actually applying strategy. When you have Saturn in your sign, you do the work, you get the reward. If you don't do the work, you pay the price, right? You'll either lose out on an opportunity, or things just don't seem to fall into place, or things get really stagnant and stuck, or, you know, Saturn is definitely, he's about cycles, he's about timing, divine timing, and he's very, very active in creating this opportunity cycle. And it's almost like, okay, so like a subway or a public transit, right? There's like the doors open, you got to get on board, because then the doors are going to shut and it's going to keep moving, right? And so there's a portal this week, the 1010 portal. And this one is very much has the energy of Metatron that comes through. And Metatron is always trying to help us to elevate to our highest potential. And so there is a door that's opening, but paying attention to the details, creating a strategy around it, and making a choice and a decision about where you want to go. And it's something new. It's something new, and it's something you've been dreaming about, because here we got the little rainbow and all the little toys and the storybook and the castle. And I just want to say, you write your own story. You write the story of your future, but it is time to really pick a direction and to move in it. So in the heart space, you have the snake, but this snake is about to take a bite out of the apple. And in Adam and Eve's story, that myth, right? It is the tree of knowledge and wisdom. And so in your heart, that is where the transformation happens. That's where the knowledge and the wisdom is. That is where you connect in with your heart, so that you know what is the choice for you, right? The higher heart chakra activation. What is true for you? That's what matters right now. And sometimes I think we get caught up in, I've invested so much time and energy into this something or the other, so I'm just going to keep priming the pump, and, you know, it should get better. This can happen in a relationship. This can happen in a job. This can happen in a creative pursuit. It can, you know, a lot of things, right? And it's when we decide to look at everything as an opportunity to have learned and grown, and maybe you need a new strategy, or maybe you need a new direction. But you need something new. You're setting your compass on it. In the area of resources, you have the sun shining. There's an illumination of the path, of the way to really activate things that are going to bring in your sense of security, right? The sun is shining in resources. So that's your time, your knowledge, your wisdom, your financial resources. The sun is shining on that. And it's almost feel like, though, because it can be your knowledge and your wisdom, and we've got this apple here, right, the knowledge and the wisdom, and we've got the halls of learning, I feel like what is being activated for you is all the wisdom and the knowledge that you have gained through these cycles, through the things you have learned, and now it's time to apply them. It is going to take some patience, though. I think the patience is because I think you're going to have to wait for the middle of January before you really see things starting to move. That doesn't mean you're not supposed to move, because you are. Okay? But they're going to have to be patient about it. There's two males in here. You have both of them. But this guy's sitting, waiting patiently. He's got a rose in hand. He's waiting for the opportunity. This one is moving toward the opportunity. Right? And so there's a strategy involved. And there's something that you need to do, paying attention to the details. Maybe you need to learn a little bit more, but what is true for you? What is true for you? And so I do think that, you know, we also have that another eclipse coming in 2 weeks, and right hot on the heels of that, Saturn stations direct. So the next eclipse is on the 28th of October. Saturn stations direct on the 4th of November. Pisces on the 5th of December. And so, yeah, this is about you trusting yourself. We have the card of the inner trust. Trusting your own knowledge and wisdom. It's been hard fought for, right? What have you learned along the way? The halls of learning. Nothing was wasted time. There was always wisdom to be gained from every experience that you've had. And now it's time to start looking to how can you apply that in a new way or in a new direction. Whoa, we are definitely not doing that. Wow, so much golden light. So we have all of this golden light here from the halls of learning, right? It's like a big library with all of the knowledge that you've gained. It's kind of like the Akashic records. I feel like you can tap into what it is that you need to know. And we have the golden Atlantean dragon. So this is knowledge and wisdom. Okay, so this new moon eclipse is happening at the South Node. And the South Node is where the gifts and the knowledge and the wisdom of lifetimes is. And we can tap it, right? And so now we've got the halls of learning, and we have the golden Atlantean dragon, which means that in your lifetime that you did in Atlantis, and most of us had one of those, there was everybody had like a special skill set. That's how it worked so well, the golden age of Atlantis. It didn't stay like that forever because everything cycles. Everything cycles, right? And so there was the fall of Atlantis. But this feels like the golden age of Atlantis here. And it helps you to remember the wisdom of golden Atlantis, right? So this is when Atlantis was at its peak. And this is what you're going to tap into with the energy of this portal of the 1010 gateway and with the portal of this eclipse. There is a chance to really tap into that knowledge and wisdom and be able to utilize it to pick your path forward, to really know which direction to go in, letting this light shine. So look at all this, the golden sun, the golden halls there, the light shining in behind him as he's open to receiving knowledge and information to come in. Even though it's a male, it's about taking action, but it almost feels like when you're sitting there in the action, the male, but you're waiting patiently, that means you're receiving. So when your ears start ringing, when it's your, okay, well, we're looking at things backwards. So when it's your right ear, which is my left, but whatever. Your right ear, that's usually when your higher self is connecting in. When your left ear starts that high pitch, that's downloads coming in. And there's a lot of downloads been coming in. And when that happens, even though you don't necessarily know what it is, you can choose to accept the download or not. So I always like to pause and take a moment and breathe. And I just say thank you. I'll take all the upgrades I can get. You know, I'm not afraid of the upgrades. I welcome them for so many reasons. So you have the citrus yellow dragon. Opens you to higher learning and wisdom. You know, I just can't make this stuff up. It would not be as much fun. Halls of learning, the crystal yellow dragon. Get yourself a nice piece of citrine and work with it, right? That citrine is okay, so there's the one that's super orange, and that's really been baked quartz crystal. It carries one frequency, but natural citrine is more like this pale, here, it might be easier to see with that. So it's a different shade to it. Do I have, oh, I don't think it's here. I think it might be in my room. So when you see the really orange one, it's usually got white on the end. It's because it's really a quartz crystal that's been baked. Citrine like this, I feel like this matches this color most closely. And I know this may sound silly, but it is the intention that you apply to it. eat some oranges or drink some lemons, lemon juice or something. Get that yellow citrusy energy going through your system with the intention of helping it to upgrade the way your brain works. And I would say eat an orange as opposed to drink an orange, because they put too much concentrated sugar in there. It's not good for you. So, sorry, the dietitian just leaked out. Okay, so expand your crown chakra for illumination. Walk the higher spiritual path. And again, Metatron opens up the stellar gateway. Maybe I say again, but maybe I said this in the last video I just did. He opens up the stellar gateway and he floods down. Today it was very golden, diamondy, citrusy, almost like orange sherbety kind of light that came through, and it filters through your crown chakra, your soul star that your higher self owns, into your crown chakra, and then from there it floods your body. And so he guards that. So working with Metatron, and the 1010 gateway is Metatron's gateway. And so that's who I always work with to activate through this one. That's who I always see. So whether or not it's actually his gateway, I don't know, but that's the way I see it. So a lot of golden light coming through, a lot of opportunities to bring stuff through for you, to help you to strategize. So trust the voices that you hear inside of you. Trust how you feel. Trust your higher heart. Know what your truth is and set the course for the direction that you want to go in. So we have this guy sitting here kind of waiting patiently, being open and receptive, and you have proceeding softly. So this isn't about racing through. This is about allowing the knowledge and the wisdom to come in, integrating it, creating a strategy, and moving forward. This is not racing forward. This is slow moving. And I really do think that is because the planets in your sign are currently still retrograde. And right after they station direct, we have Mercury in Sagittarius and Capricorn. It's going to do a little retrograde between those two signs. It gets into Capricorn, retrogrades back into Sagittarius before it moves forward and clears its shadow. Like right at that new moon that we're having in, there's a new moon. I think it's a new moon in Capricorn in January. So just as right before the signs change too. So I think that's when you'll start to see things starting to move. And also Pluto. I think Pluto will get into Aquarius, and he becomes less of an irritant for your sign when he's in Aquarius. Right now he's in the area of choice and decision making over there in Capricorn, but I'm not sure. He stations direct on the 10th with this 1010 gateway. That's why he feels like such a player here. Yeah, so in January, maybe just about the time we get to Aquarius season, he moves into Aquarius. He will back up a little bit into Capricorn one more time, but not by much. So he is pretty much not going to irritate you, but he's so close. He's helping to feed this energy of transformation for you. So proceed softly. My inner power grows in moments of quietude. It's the inner trust. Make sure you're taking time to connect in to your own knowledge and wisdom through your higher heart with your higher self to create the strategy that you use to move forward. So with this in the challenge position, I would say that it seems it is time for you to create a meditation practice or a journaling practice or a deep breathing practice where you just get quiet and let yourself gather the knowledge and information that's being downloaded so that you can discern and decide what your next steps are. All right, Pisces, I hope that was helpful. I'm on Facebook every day, really do a lot more on astrology over there. And so come on over and join me there. If you want a private reading, I do those. The information for both of those things are in the description box below. Be sure to hit the notification bell when you subscribe, because that's the only way you're going to know really when your videos are uploaded. They're going to be coming out when Spirit says. That's it. I'm also having shifts. Okay, so you guys take care, and I'll talk to you soon.